Modifications for blaster pose and butterfly pose. Let's start off with blaster pose. With your back knee, we usually use a pillow under the knee because of what we call pressure pain. Pressure pain is not real joint pain. It's just one hard surface, your knee, against another hard surface, the floor. So it's very easy to fix. And remember, it's not real joint pain. It's just pressure pain. If you went to sleep on the floor, your back would hurt. Not because there's anything wrong, just because, well, the floor is hard. I'll use one pillow. You use as many pillows as you need to under your back knee. I have my left knee here. I'll lunge my right foot forward for blaster pose. Remember, my foot wants to be either directly underneath my knee or a little bit in front. I can turn my front foot out up to 45 degrees. Here's where the modifications come in. If this is too intense, if this is just too far, you stick a block, a chair, a stool underneath your body and you support yourself. I happen to have this stool, but if you don't, you could use the edge of a couch, you could use a coffee table, you could use a kitchen chair. Anything works just fine. Don't let your arms get sore in blaster pose. If you need to, you can change your position. You can change your position. You can modify as you need to. Remember, it's a hip stretch, not an arm or a shoulder stretch. Let me show you some other modifications. We could go down lower. We could go down lower. We could put our hands on top of blocks. We could put up on our fingertips. We just want to find a place where we can find a relaxed, long hold pose here in blaster. Key modifications, pad up your back knee. Next modification is use a stool, a chair, a block, something in front of you for support. Let's take a look at butterfly pose. Butterfly pose initially can be a frustrating one because for many of you, if you're like me when I first started, your knees are way up here and you feel your back rounding. You just feel like, I just feel pinched in my lower back. I don't feel anything in my hips. Let me show you how to modify. I like to use a wall, even though the wall doesn't really do anything. It's just a psychological thing. And I'll put some blocks next to the wall. And if you don't have blocks, use a bed pillow. That works just fine. And I'll get up nice and high. And the purpose of this is to help me get a little bit of forward lift. Now again, I'm using blocks here, but the truth is pillows work even better because they'll help to pitch your body forward. Look down and count fists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fist distance from your blocks. You can play around with a little closer or a little bit further away. But when I have 5 fists, it's usually a pretty good place to be. I'll show you a modification with the stool, and then I'll show you a modification with the blocks. With the stool, lean forward, drop your head. This could be a chair, this could be the edge of a couch, coffee table, anything that you have. There's nothing special about this stool. If that feels all right, you could potentially do what we call blockhead. And blockhead is where I stack up blocks. Or I could use one block, or eventually I could remove the blocks altogether. 2 key modifications to think about. Number 1, elevate your bum. Number 2 is put something out in front of you to take the pressure off your lower back. Remember, there's nothing wrong with spinal flexion in a butterfly pose, but if you're feeling compression, I'd like you to modify so that you feel it more in your adductor muscles than you do in your lower back.